I want to take this opportunity to wish you and your families a very blessed and happy Easter. And you know, when I was thinking about what I would speak about on Easter Sunday, because Easter is the most important holiday, or holy day, should we say, that we celebrate as Christians, even more important than Christmas. Because Christ was born to die in order that he would rise again. And so we gather today to worship and to give thanks because we are joyful that Jesus Christ has been raised from the dead. Yet, this faith that we have is perpetuated not because you and I have seen Jesus, but because of the witnesses who claimed to have seen him, to have touched him, to have eaten with him, to have walked with him, talked with him, and the countless others of numbers of many men and women throughout the centuries who have willingly laid their lives down. That Jesus is not a dead person any longer. That he is truly risen from the dead. So yesterday morning when I was on the phone with my spiritual director, who is an 84-year-old Monsignor from Scranton, Pennsylvania, I said to him once, I said, why do you think that people have such a hard time with the concept of resurrection? I mean, even those who believe oftentimes struggle with this concept. So he said to me, because they don't enter into it. So I thought to myself, I didn't say to him, why, that's helpful. But he said, Paul, I'll tell you about the number of times, the numbers of Easters that I did not experience new life because I was not willing to enter into it. And so I started to think about something that I remember hearing many years ago when I was in the seminary. And it was a quote from St. Irenaeus of Lyon. He said this: "The glory of God is a human being fully alive." The glory of God is a human being fully alive. And I thought to myself, the glory of God is the resurrection. And so the resurrection of God is a human being who is fully alive. And I began to think about some of the statements that Jesus made in the Gospels. Like, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life. Whoever loves his life loses it, and whoever hates his life in this world will preserve it for eternal life. Now this is eternal life, that they should know you, the one true God, whom you sent, Jesus Christ. Now if we don't understand what this life is that Jesus came to bring us, then these scriptural quotes, which I just read to you, are just statements that are read from a book that they have meaning for other people, but for me, they were just words that went in this ear and they went out the other ear because I can't identify this kind of life that Jesus Christ came to bring. But it's the kind of life that we as people had with God in the very beginning, before sin entered the world. When Adam and Eve were in the garden and they were in complete harmony with God and with nature. Man was in complete harmony with God and with nature. There were no problems. There was no division. There was no anger. There was no resentment. It wasn't all that baggage that we people carry with us that's in the way of our relationships with one another or relationships with God. And so the life that Jesus came to bring us is not something that he wants us to experience only after we die. No, it's the kind of life that he wants for us right now, right here, today. But there are things that prevent us from experiencing this life sometimes. Like this story which I heard a couple days ago. A family who got together on Easter Sunday. So one of the siblings began to phone call to the family. And she called her brother and said, "This holiday has too many religious connotations for me. I just have such a hard time with a man who dies and rises again. I just can't accept it." And so I thought to myself, how sad that a family cannot gather and enjoy fellowship, unity among one another. There is too much religious connotation. There isn't a person in this church this morning, or any other church this morning for that matter, who doesn't understand, who has not experienced divisiveness, separation among family, among relatives, friends. When that kind of thing enters into our lives, whether it's intentional or whether it's unintentional, whether it's chosen or whether it's part of the effect we do for ourselves, it prevents us from experiencing this kind of life in the resurrection Jesus has for every single human person now, today. But I want to share something with you. I want to share with you it is possible to experience new life from death. I want to share with you about a family who experienced this new life as a result of the death of their father. It's a family just like yours, just like mine. It's a family which is made up of mom and a dad and brothers and sisters and cousins. It's a family of stuff, just like you have, just like I have. You know, when we get hurt, when people hurt us, unless that wound is taken care of, it festers. And as it festers, we develop resentments. And in developing resentments, we are hardened. And we have dislikes. And it affects the relationships that we have with one another. Because when you encounter a person who has baggage, me, you, and we encounter that like running into a buzzsaw. And like, thanks, but no thanks. And so we back away. Well, this family had their stuff, as I said, because stuff happens. And when stuff happens, people get hurt, and kids grow up with unmet needs sometimes. And you don't know what you don't know. And it prevents you from really entering into wholesome relationships. And so you become very defensive. And that stuff separates people. And so the people in the family who didn't talk to one another, who didn't like one another. And the father was central in all of that. But he started the dying process on Wednesday. And one of the siblings came to see me. Thursday, I said to her, your father is living the Paschal mystery. She said, well, what does that mean? I said, your father has entered into the suffering of Christ. He has entered into of the dying and the rising of Jesus Christ. God has given your father a real gift. That in being enter into this dying and rising process, blessed through his suffering right now, doing for you and for your members what he could do, or what he failed to do years ago, and it is going to have a great effect on all of you. He died Good Friday. And you know what happened between Thursday and Friday? The family began to gather. And they gathered around his bed. And some real resentments with him sat by his bedside and spoke to him and forgave him. You know, that word is a very interesting word. When you take that word and you break it down phonetically, you get forgiving. God is forgiving. That's his nature. It gives. And so whenever you and I are willing to enter into the history of being giving, and so they began to one another and enter into the history of being forgiving. Sudden, some of the siblings who hadn't spoken to one another and to speak to one another and embrace and talk to one another. And this person who came to see me said to me, after I entered into forgiving, time in my life, I experienced all that baggage. And in this freedom, peace. This is the life that Jesus Christ came to bring us. And we are willing to be forgiving. Enter into that mystery with people who don't need it. Then we can experience life. Then we can experience resurrection in this life. The more that we do this, the more that we enter the mystery of being forgiven, it will become a powerful witness in the world. More people will become convinced that Christ has truly risen from the dead. When you think of it, now when you hear, I came that you might have life, have it more abundantly, ministry of for makes sense. Irenaeus said, the glory of human being fully alive. Because they were willing to enter into the mystery of being